Okay. Today we are going to start our new poem, The Snake Tribe, from the book Beehive, which is written by W.W.E. Ross. Ross was a famous Canadian poet. Some even call him the first modern poet of Canada. This is a small poem. In this poem, the poet plead to human beings to treat snakes in a kind manner. Here, plea means request. In this poem, the poet is requesting to the human beings they should be very kind towards the snakes. Humans generally tend to kill snakes to avoid being bitten, but the poet reveals that all snakes are not poisonous and all of them do not harm humans. The snake tribe. First we will see the meaning of this poem, the snake tribe. We most of the time consider that snake is a very dangerous animal, or it is really a very dangerous reptile. But poet wants to say that here it is not real. In this poem, actually snake is not a dangerous. Here he wants to save himself, or he wants to protect himself. That's why we should not kill this snake, because he is not harmful to the human being in this poem. So let's begin the poem, The Snake Tribe. The snake tried to escape the pursuing stick. Here, to escape means to free oneself, and pursuing means following. The snake tried to escape the pursuing stick. In these lines, poet says that the snake is trying to save himself or to protect himself, to escape the pursuing stick from the following stick. It means the snake is lying there in comfort, but suddenly he is spotted by someone, and here spotted by someone means a human being. That snake was spotted by the human being. Human being having the stick, and that human being following to the snake with the stick. That's why snake wanted to protect himself from the stick. To escape the pursuing stick with sudden curving of theme. With sudden curvings. Here curving means a shape or motion that curves. Now you know the shapes of the snake. So with sudden curving of thin long body, it means he wants to move there very quickly, because he wanted to protect himself, because he wanted to save himself. How beautiful and graceful are his shapes. Most of the time we have seen snake is very dangerous animal for the human being, but poet shows a very different thing about the snake. Here poet feels that snake is very beautiful, and that's why he shows his beauty here. And what he says, how beautiful and graceful, here graceful means dignified, are his shapes. Poet wants to say that here the shape of this snake is really very different. It is very beautiful, or it is very graceful. He glides through the water away from the stroke. Here glides means move quickly, and stroke means here hit. He glides through the water away from the stroke. The snake wanted to save himself. That's why he moved quickly through the water there. Or he wanted to escape himself from the stroke of the stick. That's why he moved quickly there, or he go quickly there. Oh, let him go over the water into the reeds to hide without hurt. Now in this lines, poet is requesting to the human being. Oh, let him go. And what he is requesting, or what he is telling, he wants to say that, or he wants to request to the human being that let him go over the water into the reeds to hide. Here reed means small plants which are present in the water. So poet is requesting here that we should allow to snake to go there and to hide himself in that small plants which are present in the water. Or let him go over the water into the reeds to hide without hurt. It means we should not hurt that snake and we should allow that snake to hide himself in that small plants or in the reeds. Small and green, he is harmless even to children. Poet is telling the snake is very small and he is in green color. He is harmless, but that snake is not harmless for the children. It means if we see that snake, then we should not frighten there because he is not going to cause any harm to that small children. Along the sand, he lay until observed. After that, poet wants to say that snake was laying there on the sand until and unless observed and chased away, and now he vanishes in the ripples among the green slim reeds. And chased away. Chased means here hotly pursued. And now he vanishes. He was laying there in comfort, but after some time he was vanished there. It means he was disappeared there in the ripples. Here ripples means small waves. You know children about the waves. For example, if you throw the stone in the water, then that time what comes there? Some waves created there on the surface of the water. So when snake try to protect himself or save himself, that time he go quickly there in the water and he try to hide himself there. That's why some waves created on the surface of the water. He vanishes. It means he disappeared in the ripples among the green slim reeds. Again here green means, again here reeds means that small plants which are present in the water. So at last that snake go there very quickly and he disappeared or he hide himself in that small plants which are present in the water. So this is a very small poem. I hope you understood that. If you have any difficulty in any stanza, you can tell me now or you can comment in there. Have you understood all the stanzas? Everyone? Okay. Then through this poem we can understand we should not harm the snake. Poet wants to say that here all snakes are not dangerous for the human being. Sometimes we should protect the snake because they are not giving to any harm to us. Now let's see the poetic devices. First poetic device is rhyme scheme. Children, in this poem there is no rhyme scheme. This poem is written in the free verse. Then second poetic device is personification. If you go through some line, see there, he glides, he is harmless, he lay, he vanishes. Can you see that lines? So in these lines, poet used he for the snake instead of it. He didn't say it glides, it is harmless, it lay or it vanishes. Instead of it, what he used there? He used there he. It means he personified the snake here as a person. That's why it is called the personification. Then another poetic device is alliteration. See that line there? He is harmless. See that alphabet H? Her sound is repeated here. Then into the reeds to hide without hurt. There again her sound is repeated. So when consonant sound is repeated there, that time which figure of speech is there? That figure of speech is called alliteration. So here alliteration figure of speech is there. So I hope you understood this poem. Thanks and goodbye.